Okay. We are taking sets. So we are beginning our tutorials on sets for formal E-maths. Okay, so we have numbers such as with 9, with 25, etc. So these numbers are called perfect squares. Why are they called perfect squares? Because we can find the exact square root of what? These numbers. So let's take root 9. So root 9 is going to give us what? 3. Root 25, we are going to get what? 5. This is because 3 squared gives us what? 9, and 5 squared also gives us what? 25. Okay. But let's take numbers such as numbers like root 2, root 3. Okay, so for these numbers, we can't find out their exact square root. So this is where said what comes in. Okay, so let's take laws of sets. Laws of sets. And our first law, we are going to have root of a times root of a. So here root of a times a gives us a. So this simply means when you have a square root of 3 multiplying square root of 3, the answer you are going to get is 3. Let's take root of 5 times root of 5. The answer you get is what? 5. So there's our first law. We say root a multiplying with a gives us a. Okay. So let's take our second law. For the second law, we have m multiplying root of a times n multiplying root of a. So this is the way we are going to simplify it. Since we have the same numbers in the square root, what you do is you multiply the numbers or the variables outside the square root. So we are going to get m times n. Then you pick one of the square roots with what? A. So we know m times n gives what? M n. Then you get what? With a. So m multiplying with a times n multiplying with a will give us what? Mn with a. So let's take we have 3 root 2 multiplying 4 root 2. So this simply means you pick the numbers outside the square root. So here we have 3 and 4. Then you pick one of the square roots, root 2. So 3 multiplying 4 will give us what? 12 root what? 2. Okay. So let's take our third law. Law number 3. So that one we have m multiplying root of a plus n multiplying root of a. So this one too, like we did for the second law, you choose the numbers outside the square root, then you add. And so here we have m and n outside the square root. So we are going to add m and n. Then you pick one of the roots with what? A. For example, let's say we have 2 root 2 plus 3 root 2. So then we pick the numbers outside the square root and add. What are the numbers outside the square root? We have 2 and 3. So it's going to give us 2 plus 3. Then you pick one of the roots with 2. So 2 plus 3 gives 5. And your final answer will be 5 with 2. Okay. Let's move on to law number 4. So the fourth law we have m multiplying root of a minus n multiplying root of a. So here we have the same numbers in the square root and they are subtracting. So what do? We pick the numbers outside the square root, then we subtract. So we are going to get m minus n. Then since we have the same numbers or variables in the square root, we take one of them. That's what? A. So this is also going to give us m minus n times what? Root a. Okay, so example, let's take 5 root 2 minus 3 root 2. So here we pick the numbers outside the square root, which are 5 and 3. We are going to get 5 minus 3. And since we have the same numbers in the square root, we take one of them. So 5 minus 3 gives what? 2. Then your root what? 2. Okay. So let's take law number 5. Law number 5. So for law number 5, we have root of a over b. Root of a over b. Okay, so this one can also be broken to get root of a all over root of what? B. So for instance, let's take, we have root of 2 on 3. So this can also be written as root 2 on root 3. Let's say you have root of 3 on 5. So this can also be written as root 3 on root 5. Okay. Then let's take our last law. That's law number 6. So for law number 6, we have m root a multiplying n root b. So this one, we have different variables or letters in the square root. So what we do is we multiply the numbers outside the square root. Then we also multiply the numbers inside the square root. So it means you are going to get your m times your n. Then the square root, you are going to get what? A times b. So this is going to give us m times n, which is mn, multiplying the root of what? A. Okay, so that's our last law. So let's take examples or questions based on the laws of sets. Okay. So we have simplified the following. So our first question, we take root 18. So we are to simplify root 18. Okay. So here we are going to be using the factor tree. So we have 18. Then what do? We are going to divide this 18 by prime numbers starting from the lowest. So prime numbers start from 2. So we divide 18 by 2. So can 2 go into 18? Yes, how many times? 9. So there is a prime number. Then we move on to the one which is not a prime number. We want to get only prime numbers. That when we multiply, it will give us what? 18. Okay, so 2 is a prime number, 9 is not a prime number. So let's break 9 down to get a prime number. So it means we are going to divide it by the prime numbers, starting from 2. Can 2 go into 9? 9? No. So it means move on to the next prime number, which is what? 3. Can 3 go into 9? Yes. 3 can go into 9. How many times? 3 times. So now your 3 is a prime number. This 3 is also a prime number. So it means our root 18 can be written as root 2 times root 3 times root 3. Okay, so from the first law of set, we have root a multiplying root a. And this is going to give us what? A. So here we have root 3 multiplying root 3. So it means this is going to give us what? 3. Now we are looking at it. We are going to get root 2 times 3. And this gives us 3 root 2. So it means when you simplify 18, we are going to get what? 3 root 2. Okay. So let's take another example. So our next example is going to be root 40. So we have to simplify square root of 40. So here we go by the same procedure. We find the prime product of 40. So we are going to get 2 multiplying 20 to give us what? 40. So 2 is a prime number. We concentrate on the 20, which is not a prime number. So 22 dividing by the prime number, starting from 2. So 2 can go into 20. How many times? 10. Then 2 is a prime number. 10 is not a prime number. So we focus on the 10. Then here to 2 going to 10. How many times? 5. So you are getting 2 to be prime number. And 5 to also be what? Prime number. So this means our root 40 is going to give us root 2 times root 2 times root 2 times root 5. Okay. So by the first law, we are going to have, by the first law, which says root A multiplying root A will give us A. Here we have root 2 multiplying root 2. So it means we are going to get root 2 times root 2 give us 2 times root 2 times what? Root 5. Okay. So by the last law, which is the 6th law, it says if you have m root A times n root b. So if you have different numbers in the square root, you multiply the numbers. So we have here we have root 2 and root 5. So we are going to multiply 2 and 5. So it means we are going to get your 2 times root of the 2 times 5. And this is going to give us 2 roots. 2 5 is 10. So our final answer will be 2 root 10. Okay. Now let's move on to the next example. Example number 3. Example number 3. So number 3 we have root 8. Root 8. Now using the same method, we divide 8 by prime number starting from the lowest. So the lowest prime number is 2. 2 going to 8 how many times? 4. So 2 is the prime number, 4 is not a prime number. So we focus on the 4. Now 2 can go into 4 how many times? 2. Now we've gotten 2 to be prime number, 2 also to be prime number. So it means our root 8 can also be written as root 2 times root 2 times root 2. Now by the first law, we have root A multiplying root A to be what? A. So here root 2 multiplying to root 2 will give us what? 2 times your root what? 2. Now 2 times root 2 will give us what? 2 root 2. So it means when you simplify root 8, you are going to get 2 root 2. Now the next example. That's example number 4. For example number 4, we have root 27. So dividing 27 by the prime numbers starting from 2. And we can see 2 can't go into 27. So we move on to the next prime number, which is what? 3. Now 3 can go into 27. How many times? 9. So your 3 is a prime number. 9 is not a prime number. So let's break 9 down to get prime numbers. Dividing by the prime numbers again. 2 can't go into 9. So we move on to 3. So 3 can go into 9. How many times? 3. So you can see 3 is a prime number. 3 is also a prime number. So this implies root 27 can also be written as root 3 times root 3 times root 3. Now by the first law, if you have root a multiplying with a, the answer is what? A. We have root 3 multiplying with 3, so this is going to give us 3. Then times your root of what? 3. So 3 times root 3 gives what? 3 root 3. Now to our last and final example. That's example number 5. We have root 63. Okay. So going by the same approach, we divide 63 by the prime number, starting from the smallest, which is 2. But here you can see 2 can go into 3. So we move on to the next prime number, which is 3. So 3 can go into 60. How many times? 21. So you can see 3 is a prime number, 21 is not a prime number. So let's break 21 down to get a prime number. To get prime number, sorry. So 3 can go into 21. How many times? 7. Now you can see 3 is a prime number, 7 is also a prime number. So this simply means our root 63 can also be written as root 3 times root 3 times root 7. So it implies, okay, by the first law, root a times root a is going to give us what? A. So we have root 3 multiplying root 3. So this means we are going to get 3. Then times your root 7. And 3 times root 7 is what? 3 root 7. Okay. Okay, so viewers, I would like you to try and answer these questions.